Thanks for being here. As you all know, today I think as a marketeer you're a bit trapped between a limited time span of your target audience, increasing advertising costs, vague reports from platforms, but we see a shift happening in the market. We see that companies are taking back control, and in this presentation I want to tell you how you can do that, focused on a B2B where your audience is quite often quite small, very strategic, and also very specific. As Øster already mentioned, I'm a co-founder of MultiMinds. We are a consultancy based in Belgium, focusing on helping companies use their data better, but not only for creating additional dashboards and creating insights, but creating better customer experience and smarter communication. We do that in B2C, B2B as well. We are quite at ease in more complex environments, multi-brand, multi-country. And we do have some references as well in your sector as well. I'm happy to that our client TVH is also present for the presentation today. Good. Already touched upon by John. The B2B buyer today has changed. He has become quite independent today, and from stats, 70% of buyers already have done their research before they even speak to your sales team, and they have become digitally self-educated, using AI today, using ChatGPT, doing market research, comparing products, prices, but they're looking for relevance. Relevance is quite key, and if you're kind of still communicating quite generic today, you're already a bit behind. So relevance is key. Although that 8% of B2B companies rate their own marketing not that highly effective, or only high effective, only 8%. And the reason is that basically it's kind of mass communication probably that you do too much today. It's kind of a push communication from your company to your entire audience. Where we see today that as in B2C, also the B2B buyer, he needs relevant content, and he requires kind of a one-on-one communication. In B2C, it's kind of pull communication. The consumer, he or she decides what content on which channel, when can you contact me, and that's very similar today in a B2B context. Imagine you're marketing for tower cranes, for big corporate contractors. You need to reach out to procurement officers. You need to reach out to safety advisors, to site engineers. They care about other things. So it's not one generic email or message you're going to be sending to all of them. And this is kind of the golden rule, and something that 30 years, even 35 years ago, when I was studying marketing, was already a message at that stage. So it's about the right message to the right person at the right time on the right channel. And today you already have that data available. I'm assuming that a lot of you already have a lot of data, but it's about activating that data. And it's also about using data more as a strategic asset. You used to have money. You can buy whatever you want with money as a strategic asset. Then we moved to kind of the knowledge-based economy, where white collars became more important than blue collars. With the globalization, it was a lot of focus on ERP and supply chain. We moved to the war of talent. Maybe that's still ongoing, but today, in a kind of an era of digital transformation, if you use data effectively, you gain a competitive advantage. Take a look at the Google, the Facebooks, and LinkedIn's of this world. They did that. They are free solutions, but actually you pay with your data. And they use your data, and they know your customer, and even in B2C, even more, they know your customer better than you do. And you need to take back control. Data, as John already explained, is becoming a very important asset in AI. You need to have data, you need to have structured, clean, correct data to be able to apply AI use cases effectively. It's garbage in, garbage out. So data has become quite relevant here, and owning that data makes you already own a bit of the relationship already. So controlling and owning the data does that mean you need to take back control? You need to move away from platforms you cannot rely on. And I just have here Google and the Metas and the LinkedIns. As I said, they know your customer better than you do. You need to build your first-party data. Well, what do I mean by first-party? That's data that you collect and you own. The data from Google and LinkedIn, that third-party data. And then there's also, I'll come back to that on a little piece on GDPR. You need to be very careful what you collect. You need consent of your consumer. But it's also about then using that data to better segment your data, to provide personalized experiences. If you have, for example, a landing page or one of your pages has a product selector, it would be nice that if somebody comes from a public sector in Germany, sees a different product selector than somebody from a private firm in the Nordics, for example. And that's all technically possible to do so. And the last thing is you can build your own ecosystem as well. By an ecosystem, I mean maybe similar organizations than yours that target the same audience. Maybe you can work together, exchange data. What happens quite often in a B2C context is, for example, a client of ours has a platform where they sell houses. They work together with the bank. From the moment somebody looks for a house, of course, the bank is interested to give them a loan to buy the house. So that's possible as well in a B2B context, or you find a platform where, like, for example, the KHL platform, where they can really target very specific audiences that are really in your key area. A couple of examples of technology, but let's go to the next one. And here is a high-level overview of kind of a data marketing data architecture. It seems maybe a bit overwhelming. Keeps on switching, but actually today in your company you might have very siloed data. Not only your data might be siloed, but also your teams. They work maybe very separately as well. If you want to work towards kind of a targeted communication, you need to work together. You need to integrate your data. And then a second challenge might be old legacy technology that you're using. So if you take a look, you have data producers. You all have a website. You might have a mobile app. Maybe you do some campaigns on social, etc. You have an email platform. You definitely have a CRM, I suppose, that are all data producers. The goal is to integrate that data to have kind of a unified view of your B2B buyer. We do that in the data management part. One of the examples I showed was a customer data platform, that where you see the customer 360. Those solutions can integrate all those data sets, create a unified view, and then activate. So then you go to the data consumers. We see a shift today that a lot of organizations, a couple of the references I showed on the slide, are today building their own data warehouse. Building your own data warehouse is today the single source of truth. And that data, it's data also coming from your ERP. I'm going to stand back. ERP and other solutions, their technology will collect all that data, clean it, structure it, and then give it to a CDP, for example, to be able to create reports, but definitely to create better customer experiences with personalization, with personalized emails, etc. And very important is also making your data AI ready. That's the last component in the data consumers. There is the data garbage in, garbage out. So if your data is not clean, not structured, you cannot apply any AI cases. John already touched on AI. I completely agree with the story of John. Today there is the era of AI that is happening quite fast. It can help you if you maybe have less technical skills in-house. To do more kind of prediction on intent, to create smarter lead scoring, and then to personalize at scale. and it will be more precise, and it will be an automated process. We prepared a small example of using AI in a kind of B2B context. So in this case, I used Gemini. It's the ChatGPT from Google, let's say, in a B2B context, and the prompt is quite important. So that's why you need to help your people work with AI as well. One of the things is writing excellent prompts, because an AI agent will, or ChatGPT or Gemini will only understand your message when you describe it well. So I'm a B2B marketeer in tower cranes. I'm from Liebherr or Caterpillar. And I have a prospect, Vinci Construction. I want to do some market research. So I want to know recent project wins, financial health, etc. I want also to scrape the social media channels. And based on that information, I want Gemini to create give me ideas to create 3 to 5 personalized B2B marketing campaigns, and also create the creatives for that. This is a bit faster than it was in reality, but it took only kind of 10 minutes to come up with kind of this information, an executive summary, with then specific information that I asked, about the company, with financial health, with wins they had, stock pricing, financial health you see here, and a bit further. He scraped also the social media channels. So recent press releases, social media scraping, etc. And then here is a kind of a summary where we see, for example, that Vinci Construction is also very much into the environment and the sustainability, circular economy. They won 2 deals recently in the Czech Republic and the US. We see very fast, you can view it afterwards in detail. And then he comes up with 3 strategies for a personalized email, for a LinkedIn campaign, and for an ad on one of the partner websites. He didn't create the creatives yet, but first want to hear my feedback on his strategies, and then in my next prompt, I will ask him to now create creatives on 3 different types of campaign for me. The only thing that I did then was upload one image that you will see in a second. So here is going to give me more detailed information about the 3 marketing strategies that he outlined, or she, I don't know. Then I upload the image and how he will create kind of one example. It's a video that I can use then either in my targeted email, either on a landing page or a campaign.
Our company recognizes Vinci Construction's exceptional capabilities in delivering complex and large-scale infrastructure projects worldwide, as evidenced by your recent wins in the Czech Republic and the United States. Our extensive portfolio of earth-moving, mining, and crane equipment is specifically designed to handle the rigorous demands of such ambitious undertakings. We offer robust and reliable machinery with the power and performance necessary to ensure project success, regardless of scale or complexity. We invite you to explore our range of heavy-duty equipment and our proven track record in supporting major infrastructure developments.
So whenever you think about it, we spent 30 minutes on this, so you obviously need to fine-tune, but there is a lot of information in there. You see the image, you see some of nature in the background because of the environment, etc. So you can adapt, you can modify and optimize according to your needs, obviously, and spend a couple of more hours to get something that you can really use. But just in 30 minutes, we came up with that. Following that, I asked Gemini as well, okay, give me some information that I can enrich my CRM, key stakeholders that I need, and write me a script to import this information into my CRM. So that is the last step that is happening here. Voilà. So this is a quick example of how to use AI here. And data and AI obviously are quite powerful, but we definitely emphasize to be very ethical with it. I think definitely in a B2B context as well, trust is a very important, a valuable asset. So keep in mind the e-privacy regulations, GDPR privacy. You need consent. You need to work very securely with data. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, yeah, you need to move basically from a mass communication to a more one-on-one communication. You need to connect again and be relevant. We help companies from moving to kind of a mass mailing to smart segmentation, make it more tangible and valuable. And I don't say that it's only very targeted communication you need to do. It's probably a good combination of broad communication about your brand, about your values, etc., combined towards different roles, specific roles, and people also combine that with targeted communication. So target smarter, you have a small audience, quite niche, so be relevant. Embrace AI to help you and build trust. If your B2B buyer feels that he is being tracked and followed, he's not going to be happy. So it's not exploiting them, but building up a relationship. So also be careful not to overdo it neither. To close, I would say you don't need more dashboards, you don't need more tracking, you don't need more data, but you need better conversations. You already have quite some data already in-house, and to do kind of more targeted communication, personalized communication, it's not a massive kind of transformation. It's not a very expensive investment in new marketing technology. Start with what you have. So as kind of 3 steps to take away, I would say start small with one use case, maybe one audience, focus on contractors in Germany or procurement leads in a specific area, be very specific. Work with the tools you already have. I'm sure you have a CRM, you have an email tool, you have a website with analytics on top of that. So use those tools and every single personalized message you can do, it's kind of a win. As well as in AI, build your skills, build your data capabilities gradually. You don't have to become or go from zero to being the new Netflix of construction. That's not the goal, but take it step by step towards a more personalized approach. Thanks for your attention. If you have questions, we can answer them probably now. If not, please do reach out, and I'm happy to discuss further.